If you've been around here for any length of time, you are probably aware of the fact that my family has a lot of pets. You can even see Tanks behind me. But if you are new here, hi, my name is Paris Kaufman. I'm the author of that stack of books right there. And today I'm going to be introducing you to 3 of my pets. Before we dive into that, can we go on a quick tangent about my hair? I have naturally very curly hair. I cut it to my shoulders in 2020, and I haven't touched it with any sort of chemicals for dye. I haven't flat ironed it. I haven't done anything since. And over this weekend, we gave it a test. It looks pretty cool, I have to say. It was nice to be able to wake up this morning and just get right out of bed, put a comb through my hair, and that's it. Usually it takes me quite a bit to get my curls to behave themselves in the morning. This was nice. It was easy. It's not a new normal because I'm not about to fry my curls. I love them too much. Tangent aside, let's meet the animals. I kind of lied. It's not quite time to meet them yet because I want to give you a little background. For as long as I can remember, I have had a passion for loving all of God's creatures, particularly those of his creatures who need extra love, extra care, and quite frankly, to be adored. That's what I'm here for. If you have an animal that needs love, my doors are open. Don't tell everybody I live with because not everybody will be happy about it. But me and my mom, hit us up. We're ready. We have rescued many different animals in the past. We have nursed baby mice, we have rescued baby rabbits, we have bottle-fed squirrels, we have taken turkeys from the sides of the road after they were hit by vehicles, we have helped frogs, and we have had hamsters surrendered to us, and rabbits, and we've saved chickens, and you name it, we have probably had it in our house at some point or other. Whether it is a for-life situation or a rescue, rehabilitate, release situation, we've probably done it at some point. With all of that aside, I still have a passion for helping those animals who need lifelong care. And as a result, I currently have 3 pets with special needs, and they are very special in my heart, so I want to introduce them to you today. First up, we have Richard. Now, let's get it out of the way. Richard is a female. Yes, I thought Richard was a boy when I first got her, named it Richard. It's a girl, and I didn't want to change the name. Now, don't panic about the way her back is bending right now. I know it looks really weird. That is what we're going to talk about. Richard has some special needs. She has some neurological issues going on, and I actually can't remember the exact wording that she was diagnosed with from the vet, but she basically has a delayed ability to right herself. She isn't as, I was gonna say quick on her feet, but that's kind of insulting because she's a snake. But it takes her a minute if she falls on her back to flip back over, essentially. So she sometimes struggles with that a little bit. Richard has been to the vet several times. I spent quite a bit of money on different tests and none of them provided answers. And my vet told me she can keep running tests, but she has no idea what is going on. She doesn't know why Richard has these neurological issues. She doesn't know exactly what is happening here. So I decided instead of continually stressing her out, taking her to the vet, spending money on tests even the vet isn't confident with, she's just living her best life with me. You get spoiled for life. Richard is almost 5. She turns 5 this August. And besides the fact that she sometimes has a little trouble, she falls and she flips herself back over in a couple seconds, she's fine. She loves to eat. She sheds on schedule. She likes to explore. She never outgrew her baby stage. So baby hognose snakes tend to climb over everything. They'll climb the corner of the tank and fall and climb and fall, and then they climb and fall again. She still does that. She does that all day long. So this is Richard, my Western hognose snake, who has some neurological issues and gets extra love and adoration from me. Next up, we have Gervaso. Thought he was a boy. He is a boy. This is a win. Gervaso was born with what is called a back kink, and I think the best way to describe this is there's essentially, it's a bend in his spine, right? Sometimes people are born and they have a bend in their spine. Same thing with snakes, right? The risk with snakes is that it can shorten their lifespan depending on where the curve or the kink is located. So Gervaso, we will be so kind as to show everybody. As you can see, he has kind of right here, a little bit of a bump in his spine. It's not all the way straight from top to bottom. Snakes are kind of like a tube. The mouse goes in whole one end and it comes out the other. when they have the kink super close to their neck, they might not be able to eat. They literally will starve. But Gervaso, my lucky little dude, his curve is not that close to his neck. He, yes, eats smaller meals than he normally would for his age. Gervaso is 4 years old. You wouldn't really guess that looking at him because I had to keep him on Pinky so long until he got a little chunkier and he can now eat a couple Pinkies. He can even eat fuzzies. He can eat fuzzies now. So this is Gervaso. Really the only thing I do that is special care for him is I feed him a little less or smaller size meals than I usually would. And other than that, he's doing great. Same as Richard, he's always bopping around the tank. He's living his best life. He loves to eat, which used to break my heart when he was younger because I really just couldn't feed him anything bigger than 1 Pinky. It was too risky. He can eat 3 Pinkies now if he wants to. He can get a little crazy with that. So that's Gervaso. And last, but certainly not least, we have Fritz, who doesn't really want to be recording a video with me right now. I think he wants dinner, but dinner time's not for 2 hours for him, so I'm sorry, baby. You kind of have to deal with it for a little bit. Fritz has feline diabetes, so that is what he has going on. He gets insulin twice a day at 5:30 a.m. and 5:30 p.m. Like clockwork. That is how you take care of your cat with diabetes. It is not curable. I don't think any diabetes is curable, to my knowledge. His is not. It is something he will have for the remainder of his life. Now, stemming off of his diabetes, he has a couple other things going on. One of them is the reason why he always wears a sweater. Now, Fritz usually gets a lot of love from you guys, but when I post him on YouTube Shorts, he gets comments with people angry about him wearing a shirt. This is why my cat wears a shirt. It is because it is this or the cone of shame for the rest of his life. Fritz, would you prefer to wear a cone of shame or a sweater? Well, he doesn't walk when he has a cone on. He walks when he has a sweater on. I think that's our answer. Fritz has, I think he's about to jump off my lap. He has a diabetic ulcer on his chest. So essentially there is a wound that is just a mass of scar tissue that will not heal. Funny story with this diabetic ulcer, we did not know what that was for a very long time. It seemed like a wound that just wasn't healing. So we took him to the vet. We tried several different treatments. Nothing was working. We did a blood panel to prepare him for surgery. What do you know? He comes back as having diabetes. So, Fritz, your wound saved your life. Fritz went in to have it removed eventually once he was stabilized, but then his his diabetes glucose levels started fiddling around before he was put under for surgery, and they called us, and he was sent home like a toddler who got sick at preschool. Yeah, he was sent home. So Fritz wears a shirt to cover his bandages that he has to keep everything neat and clean, and then he has diabetes, so he gets insulin twice a day. That's our Fritzy. He's very spoiled, he's very loved, and he's very angry and ready to be done with filming. So I'm gonna free him, and then he's gonna go and wait by his fruit bowl for the next couple hours. So bye. And there you have it, the 3 pets we currently have with special needs. I am so incredibly blessed. First off, that God trusts me with his animals in this way. When I say he has sent some of these animals to our doorstep, I mean that. Literally, we opened the door and found an orphaned baby mouse on our doorstep, on our mat. So yeah, he sends them to our doorsteps when they need us. Number 2, I'm incredibly blessed that the 3 animals we currently have that I'm taking care of with special needs, they're doing great. They are doing amazing, actually. You really wouldn't know that they have a little extra care they need unless you were actually delivering that care. Richard, keep an eye out for her. I have to monitor that her cage is cushioned because, like I said earlier, she likes to climb and fall. That's fine. All hognose snakes do it. The babies do that 24/7. It is their only hobby. But Richard is an adult snake, so sometimes when she falls hard. So I have a lot of cushion in her cage so she doesn't hurt herself. Gervaso, I watch the size of his meals. I make sure that he won't choke. That's simple enough. It's really nothing difficult to that. And Fritz, we joke that we reset him every 12 hours. We give him another 12 hours of life every day, like clockwork. And you know what? He's doing great. You really wouldn't know that he's struggling at all with any of this. So, incredibly, incredibly blessed. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed meeting them. If you have an interest in meeting all of our pets, because at the rate we get new animals, there's always somebody new. I think in the last couple weeks we've had 3 new snakes come in our doors. So, if you want to meet them, let me know. For now, thank you for watching, and whatever time it is, morning, evening, or night, have a great day.